Hey guys, how's it going today? So, today's video, basically what it is that sometimes you get a little stuck and you're trying to think of ideas to draw, paint, or whatever, and you're really not sure what to do. And I've used this technique basically just to kind of pull myself out of that little rut that you get in. And so what I did was I grabbed some watercolor paper and I made a few designs, and then I started to pull from that to see if I could find a little story. So that's basically all it is, just a nice little easy program to do. Like you say, sometimes, and what you can also do is you can hold on to those things, and then when you're, coming back to an idea, you can, oh, hey, wait a minute. Oh yeah, that looks good. I like that. And you can develop and create more from that little tiny idea. So that's all it's about today. So if you don't mind, sit back and enjoy the video. Hit the like button if you don't mind. Also, the bell for notification, that's always great. And subscribe, right? So I'll see you guys at the end of the video. Oh, and I'm trying something new, so you might notice that. I'm not sure. Hey guys, so what I got here is I found some old watercolor paper. And I thought to myself, well, you know what? It's kind of yellowed out a little bit. It's kind of, it's not in its best shape. But, I want to use it for something. So I thought, when sometimes you grab some colors and you mix them together and it kind of looks like something. So I thought maybe that'd be kind of fun to create a little character, with every little piece that I make some kind of colors and mix it, and see what happens, right? And I've seen stuff like this before, and I thought, oh, you know what? I used to love doing that kind of thing, and I hadn't done it in a long time, so I thought that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just playing around, seeing what the colors do. And then hopefully I can create some kind of a picture out of it. And use the pen. Wash it down a little bit more and maybe make it a little larger, I think. Yeah, and then the other thing too is that even the watercolor paint that I grabbed, it's old, and that, so who knows what this is going to look like. And that. But then you just let it dry. So maybe a little bit of paper towel just to pull away, and that just to kind of see what you get out of it. A little bit of texture, something like that. Okay. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to see if I can actually pull a character or a picture out of this. So I do see something. I'm not 100% sure if it's going to work, but I think I just kind of see a set of eyes, maybe the nose, the mouth, right? And just add in some eyebrows there, and then I think I like what this is doing. So I see the little character, and maybe, I don't know, she's kind of got like a long coat on. Yeah, she's going somewhere. It's kind of looks like Red Riding Hood, but with a green jacket. So yeah, I used to love doing stuff like this. You just you sit down and you start to build up the character, right, and see where it goes. She's got big hair, big hair, and you just play around with the colors and see how it looks. So she's got this thick, heavy coat on. And she's kind of looking back. She's not 100% sure somebody's following her, maybe, or something like that. That's kind of the look. Yeah. Now, maybe add in some lines, right? Yeah. exactly sure how to finish this up on the hand part of it. And that, maybe she's holding something. Yeah, so she's got her arms like that. So it's a big drapery type of clothing that she's wearing. She's holding something in her hand. Yeah. Yeah, see, look. She's holding something in her hand. Oh, she's holding a bundle. Like a baby. A baby in her hand. Yeah. Maybe give her a little bit lighter in the finger there. She's kind of holding on tight. And she's holding a little baby. It's all wrapped up and she's running through the forest. And it's kind of the look, right? You see that? Right? And then the baby's all bundled up. Right. Yeah. See, baby's all bundled up. She's running through the forest. I think we need to use a little bit heavier of a pen, a little bit of direction of the shoulder. And she's carrying this baby in her arms. Yeah. And the cloak's hanging down, and she's making a beeline for somewhere. She needs to get going. You know, I don't know if it would be the big bad wolf's looking for her because she's not Red Riding Hood. But yeah, I always like doing stuff like this. It's a little bit of fun to kind of get your mind working, get yourself, you know, seeing stuff, being able to create a story or something, right? And sometimes you just play around with a character and you see where it's going. And that. Yeah. Eyes are pretty wide. Right? She's in the forest. And the trees are, right? It's a big old forest. Right? And you can see that I have created kind of a story. Now, and then the thing is, you can develop that into more of what you want it to be. Right? So there's number one. I created a story. I've got something going on there, and chances are, if you really wanted to maybe kind of give it a little bit more ominous feeling, you could actually add a bit of background to it, which wouldn't take much. Right, whoops, a little too dark there. And I think I want to add some blue to that darkness. I want it to be a straight black. Right there, pull that out. Right? Right? You're doing the storyboard or something like that. You've pretty much answered the questions as to how you want it to feel. Right? Yeah. So there's the girl running through the forest with a baby in her arms. I like it. Yeah. Okay. So I'll try another one. I'll do another one. Okay guys, what I've done here is I've got another piece of paper and I'm going to splash on some color and you know, just pull the brush around a little bit and just see where it goes. You know, think about a shape of something, right? But don't think of a shape of something, you know, just kind of see where it goes for you. And then, like I say, you blend some colors together. And as I said, again, you can also help yourself into creating a story. And that, as I did just now, I did the girl running through the forest with the little baby, right? And so you're, okay, well, where's this going to go, right? and you could just keep creating a story and more storyline to that. And that's kind of what this is about, just kind of showing you by basically, oh, well, don't get too messy there, Paul. But you know, I didn't do a lot. I just added a little bit, and I started to build a character of some sort. And that's what you're kind of wanting to do. Just kind of create a character of some sort. So I looked at it for a few minutes, and then I finally thought to myself, oh, well, this looks kind of like this, or I see that in there, right? And you start to pull it away, right? And you start to see your story, your storyline in that. And that's kind of fun to do, right? Sometimes that helps you in doing a painting. You want to do a painting, and you just kind of want to know how it's going to be set together. Something like this, a little short, easy, fun to do kind of way of pulling your imagination out, right? And that. So now what I'm going to do is just let that dry, and I'll sit there and look at it and say to myself, what kind of thing do I see there? I see what I want to see, so I'm going to get it started, and then I think you'll kind of see where I'm going with it and that. So I just got to get the right size pen here, and yeah, I'm going to get it going and see what happens here. So like I said, you use this technique sometimes just to help yourself find something, you know, or just get your imagination going. It's a lot of fun, and I think it's gonna work. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, it kind of makes me think of, I think hopefully you guys already figured it out and that, and yeah, I kind of saw a rhino's face in there. So I'm going to draw myself a rhino. He's well, let's see, he's kind of, yeah. He's got a nice funny little lip there. They do, those rhinos. And then, oh, I don't know, maybe it should come up more. Yeah. But look at there. I have now created a picture of a rhino. And yeah, just put some ears in there. A little bit of that rhino look about it. Now, the story behind the rhino, I don't know. It's just basically an old rhino sitting out there in the African plains, maybe, right? And things are fine. The day's sunny. It's, you know, nothing really wrong or right. Out in the distance there, you can see some old trees growing, right? And then if you wanted to, you could actually add more to it to make it so that the look of it's even better, right? But I'm just kind of seeing that right now as I saw a rhino in that little bit of paint. And it's fun to do because then you kind of get really used to the idea of mixing colors together, and sometimes you can get some really kind of cool stuff that'll work for you. But yeah, I just thought today that we would just take a quick look at the idea of how could you pull a story or an idea, or even just finding a picture for yourself that you want to paint or draw that day. And there you are. So I can put the old grass down, right? And we have a rhino sitting in the African plains, enjoying his day. And it didn't take a lot to do it, right? And I say if you wanted to, you could actually add a little bit more to it. I think what I'm going to do here is find the lines, get them a little bit finer, because rhinos have that beautiful texture of their skin that they have, right? Where their skin, it just, oh, it's so cool. It's got all those old wrinkles, like there's knowledge and thought and life in there, right? So now we've got the old rhino looking pretty darn good. And that, yeah. I like it, guys. There you are. See? But what I did was I just splashed some color together and then looked at it and thought to myself, what do I see? What do I see? And, you know, the more time you take, even the more impressive it would look, right? And the little bit of watercolor in the background just really makes it dance, You know, kind of gives it some life there that's going on, right? And I mean, look at the grass. The grass is not green. I've got red grass, right? A little bit of red into the background. It's also on his horn. But it's okay because it kind of takes you where you need to be. I like it. And then if you wanted to, if you really, you know, thought to yourself, well, I kind of would really like to bring more and more to this, you can literally just add some shading and stuff like that with some other colors. But like I say, use a little bit of the contrast of the colors of reds and yellows and that, and then a little bit of green up there, and a bit of space where it was just basically just paper and that. And now we have a scene in Africa. So there you are, right? And if you square it in, that's pretty sharp. I have another piece of paper here, so I thought, what the heck, might as well do at least 3. Let's see what happens here. Get some color going. See what that might be, or might not be. And then I think we should add some other color to it. And if you notice, like, the paint that I'm using is pretty old, the watercolor paint I'm using. And even though it's kind of doing some little blurts and blotches and stuff like that, it's not really harming the situation because you're going to create on top of it. And, you know, it's not that big of a deal, right? So, I'm going to say I'm just adding different colors just to see what happens and how it might look and that. And then, as I say too, that I like taking some paper towel and literally flopping it right back on top of the paint as it's drying, just to let's see, watch, boom, put my hands across, right? Oops, might have smudged that. But again, it doesn't really matter. Paper towel gave me some texture, right? So now I can play with that. So I'll let it dry, and then I'll figure out what my actual thing's gonna be. What kind of a character is gonna be in there. I don't know yet. Well, let's see where this goes. I am not sure on this one. I am really struggling to see something in there that I think is interesting, but I'm gonna give it a try. I think I'm going to make some kind of creature argument type thing. I'm not 100% sure. I do see like kind of a vicious eye there. So we'll see what happens with that. We got like kind of a, looks like maybe a bit of an argument or a fight. Right? Yeah, these two creatures are not happy with each other. Yeah, look at that. Look. Can you see it? Yeah, there's a bit of a fight going on here, and he's not happy either. He's grumpy too. And you see, and he's got a big nose. Now these guys are just arguing. They're so upset with each other. They are just going off, yelling at each other, and having a heck of a clash, right? And the nostril on the one guy. This guy here, he's got a big nostril. And then this guy's got some wicked hair. Yeah, he's got some wicked hair. I like that, right? And then he's got the hair, like sideburns coming over his face. And it's kind of an angry moment is happening there. But I saw it. I saw his two faces in there kind of barking at each other, just yelling and talking back and forth and not being nice to each other. And he's got his teeth and his mouth is all rawr, right? And yeah, he's got it. Chin's going there. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to thicken up on the eyelid here on this one guy for sure. Right, he needs that, and then I think maybe some bushiness in the eye too. I like that. And the thing is that I think on this idea of the story is that it's actually it's nature, and what it is nature having a storm. So this guy here is the forest, and then this guy here is the wind, and they're fighting each other because the wind wants to knock down the forest, which is actually his hair also, right, at the same time. So you see how that works, right? Yeah, that's kind of cool, right? And I'm just going to add a little, see, maybe just around his eye, a little darkness there. Yeah, a little bit of darkness around his eye. All right, so kind of gives it a bit of life there. Same with this guy here too. Right? Well, maybe a bit too much. That's a great thing about when you're doing the watercolor situation. You can just take a paper towel, boop, pull that away, right? And yeah, maybe I went the wrong direction for that guy's eye. But if I was to take a bit of red paint and maybe go around, yeah, see? Woohoo! I like it. See, so it's now, my story is starting to come together, right? And as I say, this is the forest god and the wind god, and they're fighting each other. They're upset with each other. Or maybe they do it like every once in a while, they just get together and wrestle, and it's like the way nature is, like wind blowing through the trees and how new life begins, stuff like that, right? So your story can go pretty much any which way. But as you see, I just keep working on it, and you can keep on developing it. So that's the thing, is you can get imagination, right, by doing something as simple as like splashing a few colors together and then taking a look at it and seeing something in it. And once you've seen that, you start to say to yourself, oh, okay, I can go farther with this, right? So as I say, look, you can see here the tree line, right? And yeah, it's a, you know, I definitely am taking a lot of, you know, liberty out of, not liberation, liberty out of this situation to kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about. You're just seeing something and you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, I need to get a good story going in my mind, and bam, we've got it going, right? So you can create more from that. But there it is, the two forest gods, right? Or the air god and the forest god. And the air god wants to go through the forest, and he's like, no, you're not knocking my trees down today. And so they clash together, and that's what you see. So there you are, guys. So better sign off on this, right? P.S. H. Kennedy, right? And that was a lot of fun. So we did 3 things today there. We did the story of the forest gods, which went well. I think it looks pretty cool. It's not the best one. And then the rhino, just sitting out solitary, right, in the African plains. But you see it, you can understand it there, and you see the wrinkles in his face, and time has gone by, and then we start to think about the plight of the rhino. So there's another thing that the story comes alive and gives you something to think about. And then a girl running through the forest with the baby all bundled up in the dark forest. And we're not 100% sure if it's a good situation or a bad situation, but it's there, right? And it was nice and simple and easy and fast done. Okay, guys? So there you are, guys. A couple of ideas, about 3 of them. And like I said, I just splashed a little bit of watercolor on, and then I took my pen out and I started to play around with it. And first I had a story. I think my 3rd story was a little weak, but the thing is, from that weak story, you can sometimes find something that you really want to make more out of. And then sometimes you just want to have a picture that kind of tells a story, but you're trying to figure out like where the right positions are and stuff like that. And so that kind of stuff helps, right? And they're just like little thumbnail ideas, right? So there you are. Now, I did say that I was trying something new. I got my hair cut the other day, and then I thought to myself, maybe I should just add a little bit of color to the hair, just, you know, for fun, right? So I think that this isn't the right color. I think I grabbed the wrong bottle and that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to just the old hair the way it was. Yeah, so I definitely got my hair cut. No longer a long-haired hippie, and also not a pink-haired hippie either. But, you've always got to have a little bit of fun in life and enjoy yourselves. So remember, be cool like a big bull moose. And remember to always wear your pants.